certainty on how you go from hello to yes on what you're looking for.
Sean is a master. He teaches. It's not just about sharing the formula with you. It's about making sure that we learn.
I went from $100,000 in debt from law school to having no money and starting my own law firm on my credit card to selling it 4 years later.
Sean and I, we co-created massive victories in 2 unwinnable jury trials, which are recognized nationally now as top 100 jury verdicts.
To be even on the same track with you, who I respect and admire and love with all my heart.
Never again submit. You're not better and you're not less than any human on earth.
When you shared with us about the unblinded process and the mastery sales training, I just went, wow.
Sean will gain proximity to the most influential and powerful people. He will find out how he can grow their business, how he can help them personally. But the third thing that he does is the most important. Sean serves without an expectation of getting anything in return.
You have very, very high-performing colleagues.
22 years ago, you transformed my life as you did all these people's lives over the course of time. And I couldn't be more grateful. Let's hear it for Tony Robbins.
I don't see him as a lawyer, and I don't see them as a blind person. Someone who has subjugated his ego, who has taught me what serving really looks like.
You have this incredible ability to just have unconditional love for everyone, and that is just an incredible gift.
The moment you have been waiting for.
The American Blind Association is the first new face and voice of that association since Helen Keller.
Formula Board Formulas, which is exactly what I've learned from Sean. It's a language-based predictable model. We will have over 300 new sales meetings this month.
This superpower in the world that is attainable for you is the ability to influence people. If you believe that, say yes. If you believe that, say yes. Do you think that worked? It's Fun Friday, Bella Rita. We have Darren Prince, James Ambrose, incredible people going on here. We're exploring the superpower of integrous influence. Who's here?
Sean, we definitely have some growth-minded, heart-centered individuals from Miami for the Miami Influential Leaders Heart of Influence. And first, coming from Miami, Fort Lauderdale, Florida, the driving force behind one of the nation's top legal marketing engines, expanding access to justice nationwide. Over 2 decades of standout performances in sales, marketing, and business development, passionate educator, a proud new father, brings heart, humility, and high performance to every room. Let's welcome to the show, Mr. Steve Smith.
Oh, what an opening. Thank you so much.
Steve, a dear friend of Darren's, and I think Bella as well, is Plato, the Greek philosopher, who said, play a game with me for an hour and we will learn more about each other than if we speak for a year. So we kick this game off with a fun fact. It could be a proud moment or an adventurous moment or a surprising moment or anything that's a headline, because Bella, like Chuck Barris from The Gong Show, has a gong if we go over the headline into a story. But any headline fun fact, Steve, that would make us say, Steven, no way. So please, your fun fact.
Okay. As a kid, I really believed that I was going to be a comedian and do improv. Bill Murray was a huge inspiration to me. That dream didn't come true, and I ended up getting into sales.
That's absolutely amazing. But I don't think the heavy stuff is going to come down for a while yet. A Caddyshack Bill Murray reference. Yes. Bella Rita. Yes. Shall we continue? We've got this extraordinary man. Let's go.
We've got this extraordinary man rolling with this extraordinary crew from Miami, Florida. High school dropout to millionaire coach, has coached 139 multimillionaires, made over 1.3 million in one day with one digital product. Let's welcome to the show, Stormy Wellington.
Stormy, so impressed. It was wonderful connecting at the $100 million mastermind. Appreciate you at the highest of levels. Warm welcome. And Stormy, please, your headline fun fact.
Well, I'll give you a good one. When I was younger, I live with my mom, and my mom was a single mother. And my mom was on Section 8. She was on food stamps. She was on WIC. We was on Medicaid. And up until the age of 18, she told me that if I'm on food stamps, if I'm on Section 8, that's getting our reparations. So all the way until the age of 18, I thought you were supposed to get government assistance because that was our reparations. But I broke that generational curse, and I no longer believe that.
Amen. Let's rock and roll. Stormy, can you help me with my ex-wives who think they deserve reparations still?
Yeah, I got you.
Thank you. Stormy's got it, Bella Rita. We are in alignment. Joking. I'm not in that position, but I, sort of once was.
But you're not. Yes.
Yeah, not. Bella Rita, who's joining Stormy. That's a beautiful
Welcome,
shade of Stormy. Extraordinary.
Yes,
Yeah.
absolutely. And joining Stormy from Miami, Florida, on a team that transformed 15 million to 850 million, mastering technical and fundamental stock analysis at the highest level, distilled decades of elite trading into cutting-edge software and education. Former competitive diver, built, lost, and rebuilt wealth, launching a game-changing platform that democratizes elite stock trading. Let's welcome to the show, Ross Haber.
Hi, everyone. Thank you so much for having me.
Ross, the crowd goes wild for you, brother. Really impressive background for sure. And please, Ross, your fun fact.
I would say that I had no idea what I wanted to do when I was younger. I kind of fell onto this path. However, I would say along the way, I ran into a little trouble doing the wrong thing, and it was Kundalini yoga and meditation that not only changed but saved my life. And we can get into that another time, but it's been a practice in my life ever since. And yeah, that's my thing.
Let's go, brother. Consciousness, awareness, impact. And let's do it. Bella Rita, we got some conscious folk. Your peeps. I'm hearing some Miami and California vibe. Let's rock.
I'm hearing it for sure. Next up from Fort Lauderdale and New York, CEO and head of private equity at capital firms, driven countless companies to success in biotech, health, and beyond. 30+ years in private equity, fostering innovation, securing major investments, and guiding companies to scale and thrive. Deeply committed to family and community, actively supporting children's causes and veteran organizations as well. Let's welcome to the show, Adam Stern.
Adam, warm welcome to the Heart of Influence, and please, your fun fact.
Fun fact, unlike, other guys that didn't know what they wanted to do when they were going to grow up, I still haven't grown up, but I will tell you that I've been doing the same thing my entire life, which is, working with, early stage entrepreneurs, helping them grow, helping them, with their opportunities. Basically been, a early stage investor for the last 35 years, working with development stage companies, helping them stay on the road, not drive off the cliff, help them, make it to the promised land potentially. And, been doing the same thing my entire life. And I do the same thing with my 4 kids as well. So, living life and enjoying life too.
Possibility, heart, impact. Am I hearing you correctly, Adam?
You are hearing me. Yep.
So thank you for being here. Bella Rita, heart-centered, growth-driven, integrous people committed to mastery. Let's do it.
We got another heart-centered individual coming from Fort Lauderdale, Florida. Record producer and engineer for iconic stars like Stevie Wonder, Marvin Gaye, Gloria Gaynor, Aerosmith, and the Ramones. Established state-of-art recording facility in New York in '77, attracting legends like the boss Bruce Springsteen, Madonna, David Bowie. Developed technology enhancing audio quality across various consumer electronics, a pioneer in sound engineering. Let's welcome to the show, Tony Bonjovi.
Thank you.
Tony, congratulations on all of your impact and success. Thanks for being here today. And please, your fun fact.
Well, I think the most interesting thing that I was able to do when I was in high school. When I was 17, I was going to become an electrical engineer, and I became fascinated with records in general. And one company in particular back then in 1965 was Motown Records in Detroit. And what I did was I actually analyzed what they had done in Detroit on those records. And at that time, how records were made and recorded was very secretive, and nobody knew what anybody did. But Motown had their own sound that at that time everyone was trying to duplicate. And I figured it out. So I called them in Detroit, and I told them who I was and that I was a high school student. And I said, I think I figured out what you're doing out there. And they said, how do you know that? And I said, well, I took some records and analyzed them, and then I thought maybe that this is what you do. And next thing I knew, I was on an airplane. They flew me out to Detroit.
Wow. Incredible story. Tony, thank you for that. Appreciate you. This may not be as exciting as a rock concert, but we'll have a little bit of fun today. You up for it?
I think he's up for it.
All right, I'll go yes to that. Bella Vreda, let's go.
Let's go. Roland from New York, a seasoned entrepreneur with over 25 years, including founding a private equity firm, driven growth for founders, valuing personal connections and recognizing the unique contributions for each individual. Known for his relentless drive, transformed industries and empowered countless businesses to achieve extraordinary success. Let's welcome to the show, James Amorossi.
Amo, massive gratitude. Hola, happy Fun Friday, and please, your fun fact.
Trying not to be too boring, right? But I think something pretty interesting is, and I'm sure everybody on this panel has many fun facts, but growing up where I grew up in Newark, New Jersey, which, again, was very similar like Brooklyn, I winded up in my late teens in a Zen temple in Kyoto, Japan, which was a very different experience. So that really kind of propelled me to a different level of thinking and a different state of mind. And I try to surround myself with like-minded people, like people on this panel. And Ross, I've studied Kundalini since I've been 12 years old.
Wow.
So Amo, can I ask this? So is it like Mr. Miyagi style more, or more like Kill Bill style, the temple you found?
The temple I was in was definitely Miyagi. Definitely, you're in a gi, a uniform, 6-8 hours a day, meditating, a lot of that, and contemplating. So it was more Miyagi, but the martial arts training I had was more like Kill Bill. Yeah. So that was the dichotomy, Sean.
Yes, I'm not confused. And Amo, studying with Bella and rolling with her is a lot more like Pai Mei and like the 5-point palm technique and Kill Bill. So if you can help me out and become my, or at least a lot of people, if you can get me like a personal bodyguard, I would be very grateful.
Well,
I wouldn't do it because no matter who you bring on, Amo, they got nothing on me. I can take them all.
You know what? I believe that, fella. I believe that 1,000%.
Yeah. The 5-point exploding palm technique, Bella Vreda. Amo's in the house. Come on, Bella.
Amo is the house. And the other half of this dynamic duo coming from Los Angeles, California, international best-selling author and agent representing icons like Magic Johnson, Hulk Hogan, David Goggins, and the late Muhammad Ali. And Joe Frazier, just to name a few, negotiated over $750 million in marketing deals over the last 30 years, 16 years sober, a global advocate for addiction everywhere, dedicated to giving back, believing in the power of second chances, and improving lives through partnership with treatment centers and mental health initiatives. Let's welcome to the show, Mr. Darren Prince.
Icons,
you, Bella.
Icons. Thank you,
Sean.
Darren. Happy Fun Friday, sir. And please, your fun fact.
It just came to me. I was thinking, and I don't even think, Emily, you know this, when I was probably about 7 or 8 years old, and I used to tell my dad I had a vision that I wanted to open up a restaurant called On the House, and on the weekends to feed the homeless. And he actually was trying to structure back then how to do it in a way where we could afford to take a hit on the weekends. But it just made me think, even back then, I wanted to be in a life of service and helping people. And as you guys know, my 501c3 Aiming High Foundation, that scholarships with 100% of the proceeds people that need help for substance abuse and mental health issues. So fast forward 47 years, here we are.
Thank you, Darren, for that. All the impact you've had. And I don't know if I've ever met a human being with more outrageously integrous impact stories with impact people. So Darren, thank you so much for being here today. And shall we do the thing, sir?
Thanks, my brother.
Thank you. Bella Verita.
Yes. Next up, the woman that brought all of these amazing people together from Nutley, New Jersey, the deal attorney, having led over 200 capital market transactions in the past 25 years, taking companies public in the 7 different ways to do so. 2 years out of law school, built a $1 million solo practice from her basement as a single mom with 2 young daughters, proudly serving for over a decade on the board of National Investment Banking Association, helping companies get connected to thousands of members and funding sources, executive producer of The Heart of Influence, general counsel and chief ecosystem officer at Callagy Law. Let's welcome the one, the only, Andrea Catania.
AC, as we're calling you around these parts, please, Andrea Catania, what is your fun fact? And thank you so much for bringing these extraordinary folks together today.
My pleasure. And my headline fun fact is one of my best friends on the planet is my husband's first wife. And I call her affectionately my wife-in-law.
Love it. And Andrea, you might be one of the youngest 60-somethings on the planet who can do how many push-ups in a day?
1,000.
1,000. Rocking it. Andrea, let's do the things. 1,000 push-ups a day. No joke. 100 push-ups in a set. So
Self-mastery, learned it from you, Sean.
Yeah, thank you. And you are a rock star. 200 companies public, 7 different ways you can do it. Let's introduce Andrea, the woman that's been doing the introducing. This woman began her career in influence as an 8-year-old selling crafts on her parents' front lawn. By the age of 19, 3 words went together that don't go together: teenager, network marketing, and 7 figures. $1 million business. It's a 19-year-old in network marketing. That's crazy. Then she started three-peating like Jordan, not like Pat Mahomes, unfortunately, didn't quite make it, but not in hoops in business brokerage as Nevada's #1 business broker, male-dominated industry. She was the youngest person ever to do it at 24 years old. Take that, dudes, male or female, and the first woman ever at all to be Nevada's #1 business broker, let alone 3 straight times. Take that, Jordan. She began to train Fortune 500 companies and entrepreneurs. In fact, in 2019, every sales team she worked with doubled their sales. Skier, surfer, scuba diver, adventurer. Maybe she learned how to do that from a blind man, maybe from YouTube. It depends on the day and the stock, which rises and falls of the blind man. 2-time, about to be 3-time published author that raised $10 million for charity with the Unblinded team as a philanthropist in the past 2 years. And most critically, this woman publicly battled and defeated cancer in 2023. Let's welcome to the Heart of Influence, the woman that put the heart in it in her 1600th episode, the one, the only,
Frankie.
Bella Verita. Miss Bella Verita, on this fun Friday, your fun fact, please.
Yes, on this fun Friday, I think I'm gonna have to go with the fun facts since we got some people with like some shady backgrounds. I too might have a little bit of a shady background. And in high school, I sold drugs. I drove a Jeep that said smoke on. It was a green Jeep that said smoke on the side. In January, I got ordained from Pastor Kim, and now I am a pastor. So I went from drug dealer to God dealer in my life. So that's my fun fact for today, Sean.
Bella Rita, God dealer,
Awesome.
drug dealer to God dealer. Love it. Bella Rita, shall we do the things?
We shall do the things. But Sean, wait. I'm going to introduce my co-host, the man that Tony Robbins said, there's no one who leads with more heart and more integrity than Sean Callagy. He beats world champions like Becky at body surfing competitions. He is only one of 2 attorneys to win 2 top 100 national jury verdicts between 2014 and 2016, and the only one that's blind out of 1.2 million attorneys. In fact, the state of New Jersey actually named him one of New Jersey's most influential attorneys. He has spoken on stages such as Disney, T-Mobile, Salesforce, Tony Robbins 18 times. When he's not busy flying around speaking on the stages of Fortune 50 companies, the Fortune 500 companies, he's an incredible philanthropist that raised nearly $10 million in 2 years for charities. Let's welcome the one, the only, Sean Callagy.
Thank you. Appreciate that, Bella. Yeah, I'll go with the simple fun fact for today that I'm a blind man that has taught more than 100 people to ski, to surf, and to scuba dive, 100 in each category, all that being blind. And I just had the blessing and privilege of tearing up double black diamonds at North Star Resort in Tahoe with my 25-year-old son, Tyler, who's about to graduate from law school. So Bella, that is my fun fact for today.
That is a super fun fact. And of all of those 100 people, Sean, that you've taught to surf, ski, and scuba dive, who is your absolute favorite? This is a trick question. Don't mess this up because it can mess up the show for the rest of the show.
Since Ammo doesn't have my bodyguard in place yet, I will say you, Bella Rita.
That's a great answer, Sean. That is a great answer. Now we can do the things. Right. I think he wins with that one, Ammo. What do you think?
100%.
Yes.
100%.
Thank you, Ammo. So, Bella, who is going first?
Oh, let's kick it off with Stormy.
Okay, Stormy, we've had some fun. And by the way, I saw this woman in action in South Florida. Super impressive. And Stormy, she knows what she's doing. Superpower of influence, fully present for her. But Stormy, here's what we're actually doing. We affirmatively teach against pitching, hooking, closing in these unblinded spaces. But we also say is that influence is the only attainable superpower, whether in leadership, management, marketing, selling, recruitment, fundraising, for profit, not for profit. Heck, the likes of Martin Luther King to Muhammad Ali to Joe Frazier, George Washington, Abraham Lincoln, Oprah Winfrey. What do all these people have in common? The superpower of the ability to cause yes. But we like the integrous yes in these parts. We're not looking for Wolf of Wall Street, nor are we looking for Boiler Room. So Stormy, to illustrate this, Bella's going to be anybody you want her to be. There's been 8,000 people on this show up to this point, and we've been doing this for about 5 years now. And Bella's been lots of different folks. So she could be an ideal client. She could be a charitable fundraising partner. She could be somebody famous like Oprah Winfrey or Warren Buffett, or Stormy, anyone that you want her to be, including your family members that you want to be convincing there's a different way to move forward in the world, anything you want to do. Footnote, it doesn't have to be a final yes, doesn't have to be a sale. It could just be 3 minutes to a longer conversation as the yes. So please, Stormy, who would you like Bella to be?
And just unmute for us, Stormy.
Who do I want Bella to be? Oh my, this.
Wow. She could be like a potential client that's buying a product. She could be somebody you're enrolling in the business. She could be a super influencer you're booking to go on their stage. Anybody you want to have a conversation. And remember, it could just be like, hey, could we just get a yes to an openness to and a longer conversation? So what avatar or specific person would you want Bella to be, Stormy?
I want Bella to be a prospect, someone that I'm trying to sign up in my network marketing company.
Yeah, and Stormy, she thinks she's pretty hot stuff because she thinks you're great, but she was doing $1 million at 19. So yeah, Bella's a great prospect, Stormy. Bella, take us in.
All right. Hello, this is Bella.
Hi, Bella. How are you?
I'm doing great. How about yourself?
I am just, first of all, happy Friday. I'm feeling good. How you feeling?
I'm feeling pretty good as well. I got a little like scratchy throat thing going on, but I feel amazing.
So I heard a lot of great things about you. And
They're all true.
oh my God, really? Okay, well, good. That makes it even better. I heard a lot of great things about you, and I'm actively rebuilding my network marketing company. I've been in the game for 10 years, and I'm not going to talk too long because I believe in, keeping it short and sweet. Are you still open to the industry of network marketing?
I think it just depends on, the product, the service. There's so many different companies out there, and, kind of the stigma around it is like, it's kind of, when I did it at 19, a few years ago, it just had a different energy. So I'm open.
So first thing I want to do, I want to send you some products because I believe in integrity. I want to make sure you align with the product first. So if you don't mind, giving me your address, I want to send you some products and some videos. Actually, send me your email address. I'll send you some videos.
Well, what kind of products is it? Is this like body products? This is hair products? This is like something I rub on my feet products? Like what am I doing with them?
So, okay, I thought you knew me already. So it's weight loss, energy supplements, mushroom coffee, all the things to help you feel better as a person, as a human. And then we also, I don't know.
If I drink this mushroom coffee, am I gonna be tripping?
No. It doesn't. No. That's no. You're gonna feel amazing. That's why I want to get it in your hands. Once you try it, you have an experience. You'll see why I'm the top earner in the company. So I like to give experiences versus explanations. So if you don't mind, I think you trust me. Don't you know me from back in the day? You trust me, right?
I do trust you. Yes.
So that's all I ask is for you to give me a little trust. Let me send you a package in the mail. Once the package shows up, let's have a conversation after that.
All right, let's do it.
All right.
Stormy, I think you've done this once or twice before. Am I hearing you correctly?
I've been in the game for a little while.
Bella, Stormy is awesome. Great job, Stormy, for sure. Who's following up Stormy? We'll get to the feedbackers in a minute. Come on, Bella. By the way, Stormy, is it true? Somebody told me this. I'm blind. That you were rolling up to the $100 million mastermind in a reasonable luxury vehicle. Is that true?
Yeah. So I one of my favorite cars. I have a Rolls Royce Fashion. So it has the bucket seats in the back. It's green and orange. The stars in the ceiling. So yeah, very energetic.
Section 8, right? Section 8 in reparations to Rolls Royces and yachts. Am I hearing you correctly, Stormy?
That is 1000% all through the industry of network marketing. So Bella, I can't wait to get your package in the mail.
Well, thank you. I look forward to it.
Yeah. So great job.
I think though, I've changed my mind, and I'm going to need you to hand deliver that in your Rolls Royce and take me for a ride before I try the product.
You know what?
Can you head over to Denver, Colorado?
I got a better one. How about I book you a first class flight because of what you've done in this industry, and I fly you out to Miami, pick you up in the Rolls Royce, let you sleep on a yacht, and we'll go on a little sail and get some food.
Sean, I gotta go. I got places to be. I got a flight to catch.
Stormy, great job. Bella, please.
Thank you.
Next up, we got Steve.
Steve, please. Who would you like Bella to be?
Oh man, this is tough. How can I have fun with this? Bella, be somebody that I'm trying to figure out how we can have a relationship to work together, how you can get involved in what I do. Maybe how you can bring some value.
Steve, and what would be a great avatar for you? So Bella what would she be great at or have money? Like what would be the thing that would make her the right avatar that you'd want to do business with?
Well, I mean, everybody here's a perfect avatar. It's funny listening to Stormy. I'm a huge fan. Our story is very similar, from the same area. So I was like, man, I'd love to pitch Stormy on here. So maybe Bella, you could be Stormy, and
all right, I'll be Stormy.
Let's go.
Have some fun with it.
All right.
Hello,
this is Stormy.
Hey, Stormy, how are you?
I'm freaking fabulous. How are you?
I'm doing amazing. I got to tell you some stuff that I'm working on. I think you might be really excited about.
All right, tell me, my friend.
So everything that's going on.
I'm busy though. I only got a couple minutes, so I can't be here all day.
No problem. Everything that's going on right now, we're both from South Florida. You saw how bad the opioid epidemic was down there, right? What it did to lives. I lost loved ones. I'm sure it hit home with you as well.
I do know some people, yeah.
One of the things that just blew my mind, it got me passionate about what I do, is if somebody's out selling crack and they get caught, they're going to prison for a long time. I lost a lot of family members. They were selling heroin. And I couldn't understand how these pharmaceutical companies got away with this. Then I ended up finding out there's a group of lawyers that handle specific type of cases called mass torts. Those are the lawyers that hold these people accountable. The problem is most people are completely unaware that they're victims of corporate negligence. And so I made it my passion to deliver messages, to get it out to these people all over the United States, whether it's environmental, medical device, or pharmaceutical. I would love to work with you to get that message out and help more people.
Oh, that's amazing. And so, you know, first of all, you know, what you're doing, the epidemic, the problems that you're solving are incredible. What is it though that you're looking for me to do?
You have a huge voice and a huge following. And I think that really it just comes down to educate people. That's the sad part. That's the part that these big corporations have, is they have so much money so they can control a narrative. You ever heard the term frivolous lawsuit? Remember that?
I've heard the term. Yes.
Yeah. Remember that woman that spilled coffee on her at McDonald's, got millions of dollars? And
I do remember.
Oh my God, the coffee was hot. You know, imagine if it was cold, she'd be real upset.
I keep thinking I have a lawsuit for my partner. I feel like I have a frivolous lawsuit against him for, like, you know, just mental well-being. And the fact that, like, you know, he makes me do all of these shows and he gives me a hard time. I think like it affects my mental stability. I think I still have a lawsuit on that, but no one will take it.
Well, I would say that it's actually probably uplifting being around the environment, all the things that you get to do. But if you are entitled to compensation, I would know the right people to team you up with.
Okay, perfect.
You're my friend, Steve.
Anyway, so your final, what would you like to do together?
The big corporations can spend a ton of money and spin stories to make people think that it's not right to sue, or there's these things called frivolous lawsuits. With your foundation and your platform, what you could do, you could help educate people. You know, we have products like Johnson & Johnson baby powder that's sold every day, that just recently, after 10 years of fighting, we've actually finally been able to get taken off the shelves. This stuff had talcum powder in it, was causing ovarian cancer. This corporation actually found out in the 80s.
So Steve, unfortunately, I got to run. I got to go pick up my friend Bella at the airport. However, I am curious. I want to know a little bit more information. If we could postpone this and continue our conversation, maybe a little bit tomorrow or the next day, would that be okay?
I got your social. I'm going to send you a pitch deck on it. And if you're free, what's your calendar look like next week?
Let's do Wednesday at 2:00.
Perfect. I'm going to send you an invite right now.
All right. Perfect.
Bella as Stormy, thank you very much. Steve, Stormy, outstanding. Bella, time for the feedbackers.
Yes, the feedbackers, otherwise known as judges. Judges, this is the time in the show that we get to give back in the form of feedback. So it's going to be 30 seconds of feedback for either Steve or Stormy, something that they did great, something that they could do to improve, and then like a little, what is that next step scoring system? So is that next step you'd rather go to the dentist and have a root canal than have a longer conversation with Stormy or Steve? I don't think anybody's going to want a root canal on Friday. I'm sure you got like some ice cream or donuts to eat over the weekend. So no root canals today. But maybe the next step is a little mocha chocolate and a croissant from Starbucks for a little bit longer of a meaning. But if that's not enough time and your curiosity is piqued and you want to know more, then maybe you're renting a private room at the Capitol Grill. You're going to order the seafood tower, the nice juicy steak, unless you're a vegan, of course. Maybe you're having salad and French fries, but you're not going to skip out on dessert because you definitely want to have the longest meeting possible. And you can have a good 4-hour meeting at the Capitol Grill in a private room. But if that's not enough time, if you want more than 4 hours with Steve or Stormy, because you got so much to talk about, then you'd be willing to rent a private jet, picking up Stormy or Steve, of course, Darren and Ammo, and flying anywhere in the world to have the longest meeting possible with Stormy or Steve. And so let's kick it off with Mr. Tony Bon Jovi. And Tony, how about your 30 seconds of feedback for Steve, please?
Tony's got to unmute.
Oh, yep, that unmute button. And then Ross, I'm coming to you next if you want to find your unmute button. And if Tony's not, Ross, let's kick it off with Ross. And then Tony, if you could unmute, and I'll come to you next. So Ross, how about your 30 seconds of feedback for Steve?
This right here. Yeah, that's mute.
Perfect.
It's muted
Thank
now.
you.
It's unmuted. Yeah. Okay.
All right. Come to you next, Tony. So let's go. Ross, your 30 seconds of feedback for Steve, please.
Well, I think Steve, whole pitch was phenomenal. He's very calm, non-salesy, and very passionate about what he does. And when he's describing to you exactly what he's doing, how he's helping, who he's helping, it's almost impossible to say no, you don't want to help the guy. So
Cool. And so, Ross, would it be a cup of coffee, maybe a steak, maybe a private jet ride somewhere to have a
we
longer?
definitely, I'd sit down with Steve to have a meal and discuss further.
Bella, I'm hungry. We're breaking bread. Ross has got it. Come on.
Ross has got it. Thank you, Ross. Let's go. Tony, how about your 30 seconds of feedback for Stormy?
Oh, I think Stormy is a very interesting person. I like what she has to say. And the fact that she's down here, she's kind of like the kind of person I look to work with when I'm here to get involved with. So I like what she has to say. And she's pretty close down here to me in Fort Lauderdale.
Cool. So, Tony, would it look like a cup of coffee, maybe a little drink, something longer? What would the follow-up step for you and Stormy?
The follow-up set, well, I'd like to meet her to see what, if anything, we have that can be synergetic in working together.
Cool. All right. Come on, Bella.
Let's do it. Next up, we got Adam. Adam, how about your 30 seconds of feedback for Steve?
Steve, I think you did a great job. I think you explained what you your point of view on those tort issues, and I think that those are really high profile dilemmas that are facing all of us. And I think the opioid crisis is real, and I think those guys did some bad stuff, and so I think you made a real credible point. So
Awesome. And Adam, short meeting, medium meeting, long meeting, like coffee, food, something more.
I want Steve to borrow Stormy's Rolls Royce and come pick me up. And I'm looking forward to that.
So pick up in the Rolls Royce, then go to her yacht and take it.
You got it. That an afternoon on Stormy's yacht sounds like a great way to spend the day.
Let's go. Thank you for that, Adam. Bella.
Let's go. Ammo, how about your 30 seconds of feedback for Stormy?
All right, Stormy, first, I love your energy. All right. I'm still trying to get over the tricked out rolls, okay? With the halo lights and everything else, the stars. I love the fact that your energy really transcends it. The frequency of that energy really permeates to the person you're speaking to. Went right to my heart. I thought you did a great job of framing what it is that you wanted, and you created a little synergy there. I love the fact that you were willing to send a private jet to pick up Bella and fly her out to meet with you. So kudos to you.
Awesome. Well, appreciate that, Ammo. And would you be hopping aboard that jet?
We're on the jet. We're on the jet. Stormy, I'm waiting. All right. I'm going over to Morristown Airport, close to me, for the private jet. All right.
That's awesome. Thank you for that, Ammo. Bella Verita.
And that takes us to Darren. And Darren, how about your 30 seconds of feedback for Steve?
Well, I love his pitch. Obviously, somebody near and dear with the opiate epidemic, coming up 17 years sober from opiates. It's very heartfelt. The mission and what they're doing on the corporate side is tremendous. I like the fact that, as busy as you were, he moved you, and you pushed him off a little bit to definitely do a follow-up, because the sincerity, it was amazing. I mean, guys like him are very needed. There's not a person on this Zoom right now that has not been impacted in some way, shape, or form by the opiate epidemic.
Amen. So, Darren, you've created so much impact in your life, and you're around such extraordinary human beings of impact. And if you had anything to share in your heart, say a minute or two for folks to take away, what would you tell them is the most powerful pathway to heart-centered, integrous impact that you are, with 0 degree of avoidance of the truth, such a master at not only conveying, but sourcing and identifying. Darren, please.
I think for me at this stage in my life, I always talk about authenticity and vulnerability being a superpower. And, for so long, it was something that was so difficult for me, and it's still tough for so many. But, I think when you put God in your heart and you go into hell and come out on the other side, I've told you many a times, the relationships with my clients that are all dear family members, not a call ever ends with Hulk Hogan, Magic Johnson, Goggins, Carmen Electra, whoever it might be, without saying that we love each other. Dominique Wilkins, all of them. And I just think the vulnerability and the authenticity, I had no idea almost 17 years ago when I wrote my book and came out and started doing all the press and the talk shows and speaking, that it would mean so much to so many. And I just think that's the way we all got to live. Be kinder to others. Stop the judgment, and just be as authentic and free as you can be, and the world will be a lot better place.
And when you get to know Darren's story, it's one of the most mind-numbing stories imaginable. It's like the hero's journey that goes through the hero's journey of so many heroes. So Darren, thank you for that, brother. Now, Darren,
I think you were just trying to butter up to Darren. I know what just happened. I'm not confused.
Now, Darren, I've been really nice to you. Please understand that Bella is not nearly as nice, and you're my friend, not her friend. Oh, Bella, over to you.
Yes. So Darren, he was buttering you up because Darren Ammo, everyone, this is the time in the show that I get to put my co-host on the hot seat in a scenario that he has no idea about. And I've been cooking them up as the show's been going on. You may have noticed. So Darren, he was buttering up to you because he wants you to take it easy on him. But you can choose any one of these scenarios. He knows nothing about them. You can change anything about these scenarios, or you can come up with something much, much harder on your own. I think you'd have a difficult time today, but are you ready to hear what I have for today, Darren?
Yes.
All right. So option number one, inspired by Ammo's visit to the Zen temple, we're going to pretend Mr. Miyagi owns the Zen temple. And Sean would have to go from hello to yes with Mr. Miyagi to not have a dojo, but to have a Bruce Springsteen concert in his Zen temple instead. So that is option number one. Option number two, Darren, inspired by you on the house Feed the Homeless. So I thought option number two is Sean could go from hello to yes with Travis Barker, who owns the Crossroad Kitchen there in LA, to do one weekend a month of On the House, where for the entire weekend, once a month, feeds the homeless out of the Crossroad Kitchen. So that is option number two. And then option number three is Sean could role play Steve, going from hello to yes with Bad Bunny, which I didn't know who that was until 5 minutes ago, but he has had 6.11 million streams in Miami during January of 2025 alone. So Sean would role play Steve, going from hello to yes with Bad Bunny to partner with he and Stormy in having a concert at the Fontainebleau, all for charity to promote the raise funds and awareness for the opiate epidemic. So those are the three options I got for you today, Darren. Any of those tickle your fancy, or do you have something much harder you would like to see Sean do?
I think I'll kick out with the third one with Bad Bunny and Stormy and Steve's support. Am I talking to Sean now?
So Sean will do the role play, but who do you want to play the role of Bad Bunny?
So I'm calling him being Bad Bunny.
No, Sean's going to call Bad Bunny. Sean's going to be
Got
Steve calling Bad Bunny, but we just need somebody to play Bad Bunny.
And
So
you could
who?
Darren, you could be Bad Bunny if you want to.
Yes.
I will be Bad Bunny.
All right. So now, Darren, I don't know that much about Bad Bunny. I really just read his name on ChatGPT about 5 seconds ago, but I think Bad Bunny is like really hard to get in person. He's very difficult. He doesn't like making public appearances, and he definitely doesn't like taking sales calls. You get my drift?
Actually, my guy Ric Flair is very close with him and Post Malone, so I've actually seen them on FaceTime.
Darren knows everyone.
So
All right.
He's in Bad Bunny's, one of his music videos. I forget the name.
That is so fun.
All right.
All right. Belle, before we start,
But I love his story.
Amazing. So before we start, Bella, I am being Steve.
Yes, that's correct.
Going from hello to yes with Bad Bunny to do something at Fontainebleau with Stormy and Steve for which charity?
To raise awareness and funds for the
opiate
opiate epidemic. Yep.
Got it. Okay. So hello, is Mr. Bad Bunny available?
You got him. Who am I speaking with?
Mr. Bad Bunny, this is Steve. We had a 3-minute conversation for today. Is it still a good time for you?
Yeah, I can give you 3 minutes.
Thank you. I really appreciate that. And how should I refer to you? Like Mr. Bad Bunny and Bad Bunny? Like how shall I refer to you?
Bad Bunny, whatever works for you, man. Let's just get to the 3 minutes. What do you have in mind? What's going on?
I need 2 minutes, 45 seconds to go. So can I ask you this? I did talk to your publicist about this charitable conversation. Was there any conversation with you about it? Because I was just wondering, I'm super grateful, and I will keep it to the 2 minutes and 40 seconds and counting. But what was the prompt, the why behind you even taking this conversation in the first place, Bad Bunny?
Well, we're basically, passionate about charitable initiatives and things that we do to raise money to give back. And, we were told that you have some visions to, really help us with some of these initiatives. And you're quite the sales rep, and you have your own pretty big platform. So congratulations on that. I'd like to see how you think we could best collaborate here.
Yeah, sure. Well, thanks, Bad Bunny. So, what I'm gonna stand for is the cure of the opioid epidemic. Again, my name is Steve, and I'm very grateful for the time. And my curiosity is, what would be the needle mover for you? So for like, hey, we could raise $500,000 for charity, $1 million for charity. Are these numbers, Bad Bunny, that make sense, move the needle, or this is way too small time for you?
It's got to be millions for sure. Obviously, everything helps, but if I'm involved, it's got to be millions. And, the support system, who else you bring to the table to really make this thing huge, because we gotta make a huge difference that day, that weekend.
Yep. Okay. So Bad Bunny, from that place, here's what I have created. I've created a $5 million guarantee to go to any charity that you choose. Our outcome is a $25 million raise. I know we're short on time, but this is my dear friend Stormy, millions of followers online, the work I've done with opioids. I've met this blind person named Sean Callaghy, who knows these incredible people, Darren Prince, I think you know him, Ammo, and we're putting this whole thing together at the Fontainebleau. People do charitable fundraising all the time, but this blind dude, Sean Callaghy, he creates some unbelievable outcomes. So again, off the top, $5 million guarantee to your charity, whatever your standard fee for appearances, done. And all we'd be asking you for from this moment is a 30-minute follow-up conversation. In that 30-minute follow-up conversation, we're making a $100,000 pledge to your favorite charity to begin with, put into your attorney's escrow account just to have the 30-minute conversation as a friendly, kind advance. This is not about money, though, Bad Money. This is about the spread of knowledge and information. We lay out how we're going to put this thing together with Stormy, her folks, my background, opioid epidemics, Darren, Ammo, the rest of an incredible group of humans. I think, sir, that your mind will be blown. I don't think you can lose 30 minutes on Zoom, 100,000 to your favorite charity. Outcome is it starts with $5 million guarantee to your charity if we move forward. So, Mr. Bad Bunny, how would it resonate with you or not to create a massive impact with heart-centered leaders raising tremendous amounts of money for charitable causes? Please, what say you about having that follow-up conversation?
I could feel your energy and the realness and the great people you have around you and the confidence, which is important. And Fontainebleau, I love the Fontainebleau. Live on Sunday, Dave Grutman, my boy, they always do it right at the highest level. And, I think we can make this work. And I just have a feeling that you're one of those guys that's going to, over-impress us and we can really make a difference.
Well, Bad Bunny, I thank you. Have a blessed day. And I will set that conversation up, if it's okay with you, with your assistant, Tom, as we set up this meeting. Does that sound good?
Thanks, my man.
Right,
yep.
Have a blessed day. See you soon. Thank you. Okay. Out of roll. Darren coming back in 1 sec. Let's go, Steve. Thanks so much for being the participant seat today. How did I do as you, sir? You did a fantastic job. how to do as you, and how was your time on the Heart of Influence today, Steve?
You did an absolute amazing job. That's why you're who you are and accomplished all you have. Absolutely love how you really made him so involved in it, had him speaking. He framed exactly what he was looking for, and before you got into anything, and you showed from the very beginning how much you appreciate his time and that you were going to be mindful of this time, and that can really disarm somebody. So just textbooks, absolutely amazing. And I am honored to be on the show. I love it.
Wow, thank you, brother. And Steve, I want to thank you for what a stand you are in the space of opioids. I have never had the challenge that so many have had with addiction. However, it has very directly affected my life and my family. I am so grateful for the work. I couldn't be more aligned with the insanity of what pharmaceutical companies were able to do in poisoning people and destroying lives. I am extremely well versed on the topic. I'm so grateful for you, Steve, and it's been an honor to have you here today.
Thank you so much.
Yeah, really great job. Darren, we're gonna come back to you in final in a couple moments. But Stormy, so grateful for you and having been here today. So impressed. I knew of you, never met you, got to meet, had some fun at the table at the Dan Fleischman's $100 Million Mastermind. Stormy, you are, I know you know this, but I want you to know that I relate to you as this profound inspiration who has zero approach of causing yes for people. So Stormy, please, how was your time today on the Heart of Influence?
It was different, the calmness of energy on this call. Normally I'm on very high energetic calls where you kind of lose the information, but being here made me realize the power of professionalism. I love the professionalism. It made me realize the power of the cadence of your voice. I've been working on that a lot. I oftentimes used to be extremely passionate with my tone, and if it works for me, because I speak on many stages around the world, but being on here and hearing the message more clearly because of the calmness validated for me that having that calm cadence is perfect, and networking with great people. So hopefully we all get to follow each other, and I may be invited back again to the show another time. So thank you so much for having me. The mere fact that you can't see me, but you can feel me is profound for me. So thank you.
Thank you, Stormy. And we're huge advocates of shifting all the energies. So speeding up, slowing down, making things go faster. Elevator, moving back, forth, in, out, up, down. It causes people to pay attention. It shifts the ability to receive information. Loads more to talk about. You are a master. We are grateful. Thank you, Stormy. Let's go with Tony. Tony, thank you so much for being here today. Your reputation obviously precedes you. The people you've worked with, the impact you've created, and how you interacted with Stormy, just the heart, the presence, the practicality of the common heartness with all you've done and all you are. Tony, please, how was your time today on Andrea Catania's Heart of Influence?
Oh, I had a great time today on doing this with you. And I enjoy what I do. And I enjoy especially, I used a little phrase, I love making records for kids and finding new talent and new singers, songwriters, and things like that. And I was interested to hear, I guess it was James talk about opioids and drugs. And I'm in the music business, so I've had my share of having to deal with people that do a lot of that. And so I understand all of that. And I'm just having a good time here, and I'm really happy to be on this show. It was a lot of fun, and it was interesting meeting all of you because you're all very much accomplished in what you do.
Cool. Well, Tony, thank you. And Bella is very interested in sending you her demo tape from Shower Singing. She thinks that
I would love to have that.
She thinks she's the next Tina Turner. So we'll square that away later. So Bella, Shower Singing, and Tony, and over to you. Please, Bella.
Yeah, I think that the Chipmunks are better singers than I am. But thank you for the vote of confidence. I sound really good when the radio's up really loud. But let's go over to our other Kundalini yoga master, Ross. Thank you for being here. Thank you for kicking us off in the feedbacker seats. And how was your time with us on the Heart of Influence? If you would like to unmute, please, and share with us your experience.
There we go. We're off mute. Oh, one surprisingly wonderful time. great group of people. Honestly, just listening to everyone for the brief few minutes everyone had to talk, I kind of, you feel everybody. Amazing stories, not only connected to Kundalini Yoga, which is very surprising. Most people ask me, what is that? How do you spell it? So yeah, and then the networking opportunities are incredible. So just really grateful to have been invited on and get to meet everyone.
Wow, Ross, thank you. Appreciate you, your presence, heart, and consciousness. Bella, please.
Next up, we've got a gentleman that works with entrepreneurs in their earliest stages. So Adam, so Sean is kind of like an opioid, and there's lots of people addicted to him. And I would like to start monetizing this. Could you help me set that business up so I can monetize Sean and the opiate addiction? Can I do that?
What I'll tell you, Bella, like every other entrepreneur, is let me first read your business plan, okay? Let me see your PowerPoint deck, okay? And then I'm going to put you in front of my committee to pitch us, okay? And the answer is we'd love to hear, why we should consider the opportunity. But
Perfect. I cannot wait to put Sean all over a pitch deck. He would love that. But Adam, how was your time with us on the Heart of Influence?
My opening word today was curious, and I think I was filled up with a lot of information that filled up my curiosity. I'm really impressed with Unblinded. I really am. I want to thank Andrea for inviting me to today and meeting all of you and just this networking opportunity. I'm a professional networker, and doing it in this type of a setting is just outstanding. So I enjoyed it a lot. I enjoyed meeting other professionals like you, and thank you very much. Nice to meet you, Sean. Nice to meet you, Bella. Nice to meet the rest of the panelists. So thank you very much.
Thanks, brother. Really honored, received, present to your mastery. Thank you for being here today. That brings us to Ammo. The dude's got to get work on the bodyguard. Ammo, I have so much respect for you, so much appreciation. Master of masters, from like Wall Street to Zen temples, all of it. But he can't score me a bodyguard to protect me from Bella. But okay, I still love you, Ammo. Please, your final.
This panel was, I'd like to tell you the truth, I would like to spend another hour or two on this panel right now. Like that, I feel like we've only scratched the very, very first layer of the surface. And I could tell each person on this panel has a lot of layers, man, a lot of layers. And I tell you the truth, I'm going to reach out to everybody on this panel. And Darren will tell you, I don't really say that often. I am really going to reach out to every one of you. I feel like there's probably a lot of things that we share in common. There's a lot of commonality. I see that in every one of you. And surprisingly in ways that I didn't anticipate. That's really the beauty of doing these panels. I call these a pod panel. I came up with the term pod panel for you guys for this, because I think it is. It's like, it's like the, Celebrity Squares, or what was that thing called? Remember, it was like, I always say
Hollywood Squares, Emma?
Hollywood Squares, right? Yeah. But I think this panel is really a very dynamic, high-level panel that I think each person could have been spotlighted on this thing, and we could have all got a tremendous amount of value out of. But I will be reaching out to everybody because I think everybody's great on this.
Emma, love you, brother. This
Likewise.
is heart center warrior in the world. Which brings us to Mr. Darren Prince. Darren, thank you for the trust. Thank you for the presence, for all of it. Thanks for the fun and the role play. And of course, you know who Bad Bunny is. Bella, I don't think you're going to find anybody with any degree of influence in the world that like Darren doesn't know. Not only know of, like know, right? So Darren, please, sir, your final on this day.
I'm with Ammo. Like, as busy as we all are, I could have kept going on this one, and I love what Stormy said as well. I've met her at some of Fleischman's event. Like, yeah, we're always in that flight or fight, inspiring, motivating, building, scaling, but to have everybody in that same frequency that is a game changer in their own right in this incredible panel. Kudos to you, Andrea and Bella, for putting everybody together. And like Emma said, I think there's no reason we all don't become an extended family to one another.
Appreciate you, brother. Thank you so much for that.
Much love.
We normally on shows have gifts and things. We'll skip all that with this level of true mastery present. We got some really awesome stuff, but that's a conversation for a later day. Bella sat in the seats 4.5 years ago on this show, almost 5. Bella, it's coming on 5 years since your first appearance on the show. She sat in that participant seat where Stormy was, where Steve was. Bella, you make the magic happen on this show. We called it the real raw in the first few months during COVID. When Bella came in, we pivoted to the heart of influence because you brought that heart, fun, magic, and all of it. It's not like the Lucy and Ricky show. It's not a lot of things, but Bella, please, your final.
My final is, first of all, I want to thank everybody for being here. It was an honor and a privilege to be here with you today. Definitely connect with each other, spend more time with each other, because that's what the show is about meeting new people that you can build relationships with. And when I sat in the seat of Steve and Stormy, you guys will probably all be shocked to find out I really just came on the show because I was going to teach Sean everything I knew about sales and influence, because I'd been in sales for about 2.5 decades, and I thought that guy could learn a thing or two from me. But I quickly realized, probably as all of you, that he had a whole new level of mastery that I didn't have. And I subsequently had to got to humble myself to his expertise and his extraordinariness. So if any of that resonates, we would also love to continue those relationships with you as well. So thank you, Sean. Thank you, everyone. And Sean, back to you. I think I have some things I could teach you in some other areas, but influence isn't one of them.
Yes, Bella teaches me things every day of my life, and I couldn't be more grateful for it as I am for you. I end every show by saying this. First of all, thank you. Thank you for the trust. Thank you for the time on a Friday, especially. And second, I may be physically blind, which I am, but I'm absolutely certain to the possibilities for accelerations of all of our missions. Those possibilities so often sit right here, but with them sitting here, Bella, at some level, we are all blind.
And just learning to see. Bye-bye, everyone.
Thanks, everybody. Great job. Happy
Thank you.
Thank you.
Pleasure.
Gentlemen.
Have a great weekend, everybody.
God bless. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you.